Growing vegetables in no-till systems is a relatively new practice used by growers across the United States, but it's really picking up steam for a variety of reasons. Using no-till methods has a lot of advantages for soil health and soil structure. Because you're not disrupting the soil ecosystem, those microbes are able to function better and help increase soil aggregate stability. This is really helpful for preventing drought. It's also helpful for the plants in order to extract nutrients out of the soil matrix. When we utilize tillage, soil carbon is decomposed by bacteria and fungi and released into the air as a greenhouse gas. So one of the things that we're doing with no-till systems is helping to sequester carbon and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Growers can realize a lot of advantages by using no-till methods. In a well-functioning no-till system, not only is the soil health increased and more productive, but you can also manage weeds better this way. A high residue cover crop mulch is going to prevent weeds from germinating and hopefully keep them down during the summer. In addition, growers will find that you will get better use of water with no-till systems because the cover crop mulch will prevent loss of water and evapotranspiration. There are also a lot of ways that using no-till practices can make things a little bit more complicated or can make some challenges within the field. Although they provide a lot of benefits to the soil, they also add another step within the production planning of planting a cover crop prior to the cash crop. So a grower is going to have to be thinking in advance in order to know where they're going to plant that cash crop and what cover crop needs to be planted prior to it. In this way, it just adds another organizational step to the farm that can be challenging. Similarly, if timing issues happen with the cover crop, this can be a problem as well. This year we're having a very dry spring, so our cover crop is not growing very fast, and so it's going to be a challenge to get enough residue in order to provide the good mulch that we need to suppress those weeds and help conserve soil moisture. However, if this works, then it's going to be a real benefit to those crops. The other thing that it does is it produces a mulch that can help combat weeds, and especially for organic growers, this can be a nice system to keep the weeds at bay within the field. With a no-till system, we can't use cultivation because obviously that includes tillage. So this means you have to find other ways to manage weeds, and this can be very challenging in an organic system. In traditional conventional systems, most growers will utilize herbicides or selective herbicides in order to manage weeds around the vegetable cash crop. One of the things that we do for less competitive crops like tomatoes and peppers is we utilize fabric mulch over top of the cover crop mulch in order to help suppress weeds and kill that cover crop. Here at the K-State Olathe Horticulture Research and Extension Center, we've used a lot of different ways of utilizing no-till methods for several different crops. We've grown no-till sweet corn, pumpkins, green beans, tomatoes, squash, melons, zucchini, and peppers. We also have a couple of pieces of equipment that we use for no-till systems. We do have an 8-foot roller crimper that we use to roll and crimp rye or other crops during the spring and the fall. We also have a flail mower that can be used in order to chop down high residue cover crop and utilize as a mulch. We also have a smaller version of a flail mower that we can use in our high tunnels, and this has also been very advantageous. If you want to learn more about general soil health management practices as well as no-till systems, the Natural Resource Conservation Service is an excellent resource to find more information about growing vegetable crops as well as general soil health practices.